Hi there. I've only got a handful of these to look at right now. I'm sure I got more around here somewhere, but late at night, and here's the ones I'm doing for right now. Again, if when I recommend it, I'll say it, and if not, I won't. Torso is one that I do highly recommend. It's a great giallo. The last 15 minutes of this film are extremely tense and scary. There's not a lot on here feature-wise, just a couple of trailers, but it is a great film, and it's not for children, but it is a fun film. It's a little bit of a mystery there. It's the giallo type. Prowler is probably one of the best slasher films that you will see. It was originally called The Rosemary Killer, I think, and there is an audio commentary. There's some special effects work with Savani, and Savani did the effects on this. Tom Savani is one of the great practical artists for the slasher genre, and this is a great. There's some great kills in here, especially ones at the end, and I highly recommend this film. If you're a slasher fan, you really should have this in your collection. There's no excuse. Being a fan of Fulci, I picked up Conquest. I also have the T-shirt, by the way, because it's pretty. As a film, there's no features really on this except for the trailer and that. I got this for a very cheap price. Is it something that I will watch very often? No. Would I recommend that you pick it up? Probably not. If you're a really big fan of this type of film, this is not a horror film. This is a fantasy film, as you can tell right there. So if you like those and you don't mind like the really cheesy, slow-moving ones, then this is not bad. But there's much better folky that you can pick up. Next one I really recommend though, and that is Shockwaves. Shockwaves is a really fun zombie film, a very different zombie film. It has Peter Cushing in it, and it has, I think, Luke Halpin, who starred back in the day in Flipper, the TV series. So there are some cool features on this. There's a good interview with Luke Halpin, and there is a good audio commentary. I highly recommend Shockwaves. You can get your hands on it. It's a really fun film. It's not the fastest moving film in the world zombie-wise, though. And speaking of zombies, as you saw with my Arrow collection, I have the folky Gates of Hell trilogy. But still, I went out, I was at a store, and I saw this one here, City of the Living Dead, the Blue Underground version. I love the cover. There's some great extras on it as well. I will also probably get the Arrow version. I'm a big fan of these films, City of the Living Dead, The Beyond, and House by the Cemetery. My dad recently got the Arrow video version of House by the Cemetery, and big props to him for that. I'm really jealous of that one. It's a great pickup. But Blue Underground version of City of the Living Dead. Arrow has a one that's probably even better, but I want them all. So these I'll have over a couple times because I'm a big fan of the director. This is one I reviewed earlier tonight. Hopefully I did justice. 50 Shades of Assad. Again, we got some really good films here. This is Jess Franco. Well, 3 of these are Jess Franco, and one Clyde Pearson. Not for kids, obviously. Assad. It's a very interesting films, and probably some of Franco's better work. I know that Eugene Assad is probably one of the best things that he did with Miranda Soledad. Speaking of famous directors, the last work of Marabella, Shock. You know what? I have not watched this. I'm a huge Bava fan, and I've got so much that I haven't managed to get around to this yet. But it's got Mira Bava, Darren Nicolodi, Lamberto Bava does an interview on this one. It is a gorgeous cover. Anything Mira Bava, you can highly recommend. Recommended. High recommendation coming up right now. Yep, it's Argento again. But it's the classic. It's Suspiria. It's one of his best. This is a 2-disc set. This is the 25th anniversary of Suspiria documentary on the 2nd disc. There's also a 3-disc set if you can pick it up. It's maybe a little bit more expensive. It has the soundtrack. Beautiful soundtrack by Goblin, though. Highly recommend this film. It's a dream wrapped in a nightmare, wrapped in an enigma. It's just an amazing film. Visuals are incredible. It's a very, like Phenomenon, another one he did, it's very Disney-like. It may seem like a weird analogy, but it actually fits. Argento was deeply scarred, obviously, by a Disney film when he was a kid, and it shows and is there. It's like that's one of the three Mothers trilogy. There's Suspiria, there's Inferno, and there's Mother of Tears. Suspiria is the best of them, and Jessica Harper's amazing, one of the most beautiful women in film, and one of the most beautiful voices as well. Pick up Suspiria. You owe it to yourself. This one is really good. This was a blind buy. Living Dead at the Manchester Manchester Morgue. What a horrible title for a great film. Great features. This is a really solid set. I picked this up when CD Plus was around, and they were doing a big sale on Blue Underground stuff. I also have the Django, by the way, the original Django, and it's a really great film. I highly recommend that as well. If you don't have it, you should pick it up. And which reminds me that in my Anchor Bay one, I think it's Anchor Bay. Maybe I'll wait on that one. There's a couple others that I didn't mention. But then again, this film here is this zombie film. It's kind of different. It's kind of cool. I think this is Spanish. This is a Spanish zombie film. To the set, a really great one. Highly recommend it. That's my Blue Underground collection as of right now that I can find anyway. Time for tea and maybe time for sleep. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to keep this up with my other genre sets, and hope you find something there that you haven't gotten or something you can help recommend that I should get. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Hope you like this, and have a great day. It's time for tea.